You were my bridesmaid at my wedding. You were by my side when I had my miscarriage. And all this time, you were enjoying yourself in his bed. Tay, please forgive me. Sorry, I was weak. No, you weren't weak, Ngozi. You were deliberate. You didn't only take my husband, you took my sacrifice, my career, my dreams. Enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest.
I heard about the new office from a colleague. Isn't that your husband's company? The one that just moved to Victoria Island? Yes, I smiled. He's expanding. I went home and asked him that evening, why didn't you tell me about the new office? I was going to. I've been busy. And the car? Ada, the car is for the business. Image matters in this space. I looked around our Yaba flat. Still the same second-hand table. Still the same curtain doorway. His business had grown. Our home had not moved. Emeka, don't you think it's time we... Let me stabilize business first, babe. His voice was patient, practiced. You know how these things work? I nodded. I always nodded. It was only later, sitting in my mother's house with nothing but a bag and a graduation photo, that I understood what those nods had cost me. I found the receipt in his jacket pocket while taking clothes to the dry cleaner. Dinner for two. A restaurant in Ikoyi I had never been to. 47,000 naira. That evening, I placed it between us on the table. Emeka glanced at it.
Which client?
Mr. Adeyinka, this is how business works now. You have to trust me.
47,000 naira.
He's a major client.
Okay.
Oh, my husband. I trust my husband. I was not ready to stop believing that. Not yet. Ngozi planned my birthday dinner. Real restaurant. Flowers on the table. A card that said, to my Ada, my person for life. She laughed the loudest all evening. She ordered everything expensive. She made a toast.
To Ada, the most loyal, most selfless, most beautiful woman I know. Emeka, do you know how lucky you are?
Very lucky.
You better act like it.
Better act like it, Ngozi said, pointing at him in mock warning. I laughed between the two people I trusted most in the world. Did not see that Ngozi was watching me carefully all evening, measuring me, reading my face, calculating how much I suspected. I just saw my best friend celebrating me. That was the most painful thing about it all. She was so good at loving me in public. He sat me down on a Saturday morning. The flat was clean. Sunlight came through the window like nothing was wrong. I looked at his face and I knew. The way you always know, even after you've spent months pretending not to. Ada, I need us to talk. Say it, I said. The marriage isn't working, he exhaled, practiced, calm. We want different things. I think you deserve someone who makes you truly happy. He didn't mention Ngozi. He didn't mention the jewelry, the Abuja job, the years, the baby we lost that you couldn't come home for. He paused. All of that, and this is where we are? Ada, don't. I stood. Where are the papers? He handed me the folder. I read every line. Then I picked up the pen. I said, tell me one thing. I not looked up. Was it already happening when I lost the baby? Was she already? He didn't answer. I pressed the pen to the paper and I signed my name. I stood outside Ngozi's building for 1 full minute before I knocked. Emeka's Prado was in the compound, the company car, bought with the contract I funded with my grandmother's gold. I knocked once. Ngozi opened the door, hair undone, wrapped in a cloth that was not hers. Behind her, visible from the hallway, was Emeka, still watching. I looked at her face and I did not scream. I did not cry. Something in me had gone very, very quiet. Ngozi, I wore your dress at my wedding. My voice was soft, almost gentle. You held my hand when I miscarried. You sat beside me in the dark and told me you would never let anything happen to me. I paused. And all that time, Ada, please, her voice broke. All that time, you were in his bed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was weak. No, you weren't weak. You were deliberate. Every visit, every phone call, every time you held my hand when I was falling apart. I looked past her at Emeka, who had not moved, had not spoken, would not look at me. And you, I said, you couldn't even look at me when I asked you directly. You let me apologize to her. I turned back to Ngozi. I don't hate you. I want you to know that. What I feel is much worse than hate. I feel nothing. I looked around the doorway. Enjoy it, I said. Every tile in this house, every contract, every connection, I paid for it with my jewelry, with my career, with my years. I stepped back. You didn't steal a man, Ngozi. You stole my sacrifice, and God doesn't forget that. I walked out of the compound. I did not look back, not once. The morning I packed, I didn't take much. Emeka stood in the bedroom doorway watching me. You can take more than that, Ada. I know. The furniture. I don't want your furniture, Emeka. I zipped my bag. I picked up 3 things: my teaching certificates, Mama's Bible, and the small framed photo from my university graduation. 22 years old, scroll in hand, the whole world ahead of me. That girl in the photo, I had left her behind the day I followed Emeka to Lagos, the day I put my dreams on a shelf and told myself one day. I tucked her under my arm. I looked at Emeka one final time. I hope she's worth it, I said. I hope she's worth every single thing you threw away. I walked out. The door closed behind me. And for the first time in years, I could breathe. Not because it didn't hurt. It hurt more than anything I had ever felt. But because I was finally carrying only my own weight. And my own weight I could manage. I moved into Mama's house. I was 34 years old. No savings, no career built, a marriage certificate that meant nothing. I lay in my childhood bed for 2 weeks. Mama brought food. She sat beside me in the evenings. She did not push. She did not preach. She did not say, "I told you so." Not once, even though she had every right to. On the 15th day, I came out at 6 in the morning and sat at the kitchen table. "Mama, I want to go back to work." She put down her cup. She looked at my face for a long time. Then she reached across the table and put her hand over mine. "Welcome back, my daughter," she said. I nodded. "I have a lot of time to make up for." "No," her voice was firm. "You are not catching up, Ada. You are starting. That is different." She squeezed my hand. "And you are starting a woman who knows exactly who she is. That is not nothing. That is everything." I pressed my lips together, nodded. I went to shower. I came out and ironed a blouse. That was the beginning. I took a junior analyst position at a small firm in Surulere. My colleague, a bright 25-year-old named Bisi, showed me around on my first day with cheerful efficiency. "So, your desk is here?" The system is SAGE. Do you know SAGE? I do, I said. Oh, most new people need training. Your background is teaching, right? Teaching was recent. My degree is accounting, first class. She blinked. First class? And you're taking a junior role? I looked at her young, surprised face. I'm starting over, I said simply. Everyone starts somewhere. I was the most overqualified person in that office. I was also the most disciplined. I stayed late. I studied evenings for my professional certification. I said nothing about my past to anyone. Some nights, I sat at my small rented room table and looked at the graduation photo I had hung on the wall, the only decoration in an otherwise bare room. I'm coming back for you, I said to it. I promise. She smiled back at me, patient, steady, waiting. The wedding photos were everywhere. Friends texted me, some with concern, some with that particular cruelty that disguises itself as care. Ada, have you seen the pictures? I'm okay, I replied to all of them. I did not look at the pictures. I went to bed that night at 10 o'clock, set my alarm for 5:30, and slept the sleep of someone who has nothing left to mourn. Let her have the wedding. Let her have the Eco Hotel venue. Let her have the 5-tire cake. She didn't know what came with it. I did. 2 years later, my ICANN certification arrived on a Tuesday. I held it and stood in my small office, senior analyst now, promoted twice in 18 months by a firm that had noticed my work. My boss, Mrs. Okafor, called me in that week.
Adaize, I'll be direct. We want you to lead our new consulting arm. Are you ready? Yes. I've been ready for a while. I thought so.
She smiled. I thought so. That same month, at a professional conference in Lagos, I sat beside a man named Tunde Bashirum during a panel session. He was measured, thoughtful. He listened more than he talked, which already made him different from most men I had known. After the session, he turned to me.
Your question to the panel was the best one in the room.
You're not just saying that.
I'm not a man who says things I don't mean. Tunde,
Adaize,
consulting independently or in a firm?
firm for now, building toward independent.
I'm putting together a business consortium. I'd like you to consider joining. He handed me a card. No rush. Think about it. I looked at the card and I smiled to myself. There it is, I thought. There's the door. I had learned something about doors. They don't always look like opportunity. Sometimes they look like a junior analyst desk in Surulere. Sometimes they look like a childhood bedroom at 34. Every door I had walked through in the last 2 years had brought me here. I was not going to miss this one.
I heard about Chisom through the industry grapevine. Lagos is a big city that gossips like a small village. A young woman, 24, appearing at Emeka's events, always nearby, always smiling at him a moment too long. I heard this and I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not sadness, nothing. But Ngozi felt something. I know this because Mrs. Folake, my old neighbor, still the most observant woman on that street, called me one afternoon. Ada, I'm not trying to put trouble. I just thought you should know. Your friend Ngozi came here last week looking for your new address. She looked... A pause. She didn't look like herself. I thanked her and hung up. I sat with that information for a while. So, it's starting, I thought. The man who discards one woman will always reach for the next. I had tried to warn myself of that years ago, but I hadn't wanted to believe it. Ngozi was about to learn it herself, the hard way. I don't know exactly when Ngozi figured it out, but I know how she felt when she did, because I had felt it too. That moment when all the small things you explained away suddenly line up in a row. and you understand, finally, what you were looking at all along. His phone going silent when she walked in, the stepped outside calls, the late nights, the practiced explanations. She had watched him do all of it to me, and she had told herself she was different. We are never different. We are just next. She called my number. I saw it light up on my phone. I did not answer, not because I was cruel, but because I had nothing to offer her yet. My forgiveness was mine. I had worked hard for it. It was not something she could call and collect like a package. She would have to come for it herself. I heard this part from Ngozi later, when she finally came to find me. She described it with a look on her face I will never forget. The look of a person who recognizes a script that was written for someone else and suddenly realizes they are the one reading it. He sat her down on a Saturday morning, calm, practiced, rehearsed. He said, "The marriage isn't working. We want different things. You deserve someone who makes you truly..." "Stop," she said. He stopped. "Say that again," she said slowly. He frowned. "You deserve someone who makes you truly happy." She said the words herself, quietly, like reading from memory. "That's what you were going to say." He was quiet. "It's Chisom," she said. He looked at the table. And Ngozi told me she laughed then, not with humor, but with something broken inside it. "I sat in Ada's living room. I held her hand. I watched you do this to me, and I told myself I was different." She looked at him. "We are never different, are we? We are just next." She signed the papers, and she came to find me. She found my office address through a mutual friend. I heard her knock and said, "Come in," without looking up from my desk. When I raised my eyes and saw her standing there, designer clothes, careful makeup, and underneath it all, a woman who had lost everything she thought she had gained, I felt something unexpected. Not triumph, not "I told you so," just a quiet, heavy sadness. We looked at each other across years of damage. Then she spoke, and unlike the phone calls and the performances and the practiced sorry she had probably rehearsed on the drive over, this one was different. This one cost her something. "I knew what I was doing, Ada. I want you to know that I knew. I'm not going to pretend I didn't understand. I understood. I chose it anyway." Her voice cracked. "There's no version of this where I'm the villain. I know that. I just needed you to hear me say it." I was quiet for a long moment. Then I set down my pen. I said, "I forgave you a long time ago, Ada. Not for you, for me. Because I couldn't carry it and build at the same time. I had to put it down." Tears ran down her face. "Ada, but what you are going through now," I said gently, "that is not my lesson to give you, Ngozi. You don't need my words for that. Emeka taught you that himself." I stood. I walked to the door and held it open. Not in cruelty, just open. I said, "I hope you find your way back to yourself. I found mine. It was the hardest thing I ever did, but I found it." She stood. She straightened herself. At the door, she paused and looked at me. "You look well, Ada," she said quietly. "You look like yourself," I said. "I know. That's the best thing anyone has said to me in years." She walked out. I closed the door softly behind her. Then I sat back down at my desk, picked up my pen, and went back to work. I am standing on the balcony of my apartment in Oniru. My own lease, my own name on the door. Behind me, inside, Tunde is making tea and humming something low and unhurried. He is not a loud man. He does not need to fill every space with himself. He learned over the past year to simply be beside me, which is exactly what I needed. Not someone to build for, someone to build with. On the wall behind me, one frame hangs in the center of my living room, my graduation photo. 22 years old, scroll in hand, the whole world ahead of her. I look at her every morning, and every morning I say, "I kept my promise. I came back for you." Tunde appears at the balcony door with 2 cups.
Talking to yourself again? Talking to the woman I was before I forgot her. He stands beside me and hands me a cup. And what does she say? I look out at Lagos, loud and alive and full of stories still being written. Full of women sitting at second-hand tables by lamplight, telling themselves, one day. I want them to hear me. I want to reach through every screen and hold their face and say, your dream is not a sacrifice to offer someone else. Your career is not a gift for a man who may not stay. Your years are not a deposit you make into another person's future. You are not a supporting character in your own story. You are the story. She says, I smiled, took a sip. She says, it's about time. The man I cried over became the lesson that changed my life. And the friend who stole my husband learned what every thief eventually learns, that a man who discards one woman will always reach for the next. But me? I rebuilt myself from the ground up, quietly, without applause, without revenge. And when I arrived, fully myself, finally free, it was better than anything I had ever imagined for myself in that Yaba flat. Some losses, it turns out, are God's redirections in disguise. And God, when He redirects you, He doesn't just take you back to where you were. He takes you somewhere you never even knew to ask for. Moral. The woman who sacrifices everything for a man's dream must never forget she has a dream of her own. And a loyalty destroyed for comfort will never stay comfortable for long, because a man who doesn't value what he has will never value what he takes.